All right, welcome back to the channel. First, I have to start off with apologizing to Notre Dame, and I especially have to apologize to Hannah Hidalgo, who I also call Grand Theft Hidalgo, and sometimes I call her Miss Cookies because she gets so many steals. She completely balled out this game. She was doing it all for Notre Dame's women's basketball team. She scored, as we see, 27 points, 10 rebounds. She was playmaking. She had 8 assists, making it 2 assists shy from getting a triple-double. And she hit 6 out of 11 three-pointers. Super efficient from the three, and she shot 8 out of 17 from the field overall. We can take a look at some clips that's from this game. Look at that. Attack the basket hard, draws the defense, passes to Keikoval for the easy layup. Sonia kicks it out for Hannah for a corner three. She had the hot hand tonight. She was truly making it rain. Look at that. Miss Cookies with another steal. Pull up three in transition. Hannah Hidalgo is becoming too elite. She's not even elite. She's elito. She's lethal and elite. Look at that. Beautiful kick out to Prosper for a nice three in the corner. Olivia kicks it out to Hannah for another corner three. Look at, she looks at her hand. She's like, I'm on fire. Beautiful at attacking the cup. Beautiful way to attack the cup. That's really her game. Hannah Hidalgo is amazing. I really have to say Hannah Hidalgo is the best player in the country right now. Hands down. In this currently right now, Hannah Hidalgo is the best player. She's averaging, look, 4 steals. Again, that's Miss Cookies. She averages 24 points. A 5'6" guard who's averaging almost 7 rebounds. That's amazing. A guard that's 5'6", almost averaging 7 boards. And again, if you looked at my preview video, I talked about how Notre Dame is a great rebounding team, especially they have great rebounding guards. Of course, Notre Dame won this game because they outshot them. They made too many threes. UConn just couldn't stop it, and they lost the boards. They lost the game on the glass. Notre Dame had more rebounds, but look what I'm saying. Olivia Miles, a 5'10" guard, under 6 foot. She's also averaging almost 7 boards, and Sonia Citron as well. She averages 6 boards, just like Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles. And an X factor for this game was Latu King. She had 16 points, shot efficient from the field, 8 out of 14. And then look what she did. She had 12 boards, but 6 out of those 12 boards were from the offensive end. And there was one play where she had she was going for an offensive rebound, and she just jumped over Paige Beckers. Like, she's really athletic, and she has a good rebounding sense for the ball. She's a real good rebounder. Notre Dame, yeah, the rebounds and the threes just truly killed UConn. As we see, Notre Dame had 9 more rebounds than them, and they had more offensive rebound. They had 15 offensive boards to UConn's 11. And they both were real sloppy with the ball, and it was close at one point, especially when you look at the third quarter. As we see, UConn, they won the third quarter, and they were truly closing in that gap. And a one that stepped up for UConn, a player that stepped up was KK Arnold. Just like I predicted in my preview video, I had a feeling Gino was definitely going to give KK Arnold a lot of minutes this game because she played a lot of good on-ball defense. She was the main one that was guarding Hannah, but of course, when we look at the numbers, it didn't really do anything. But there were some possessions. Like I said, this is why I say it's so good all the time. I always say this. It's always good to watch the games live because when you watch the game, KK Arnold was literally putting tough pressure on Hannah. And there were a good amount of times where Hannah would pass the ball and give the ball to someone else to make them work. But when Hannah had the ball, it was just when she had the ball and somebody else was guarding her, Hannah was just going to work. Hannah Hidalgo was just truly cooking. And this game, Olivia Miles, of course, she played extremely well. 16 points on 6 out of 9 field goal shooting. She hit 2 threes. She played well. She played really well. Sonya, this was a real quiet game for her. She didn't do too much scoring, but Sonya Citron on the defensive end was making it tough for Paige to score the ball. But Paige, she went to work. She shot efficient from the field. She took 20 shots and made 11. This was her best game, especially when you look at the last two previous games that UConn played. A lot of people were overreacting, saying Sarah Strong is now UConn's best player because Paige had two bad games. But as we see when they play Notre Dame, who's a top 5 school in the country, I know they're ranked 8 right now. The AP is definitely going to bring them all the way up to the top 5 next week, Monday, when they release the new top 25 rankings. But as we see, when they played a tough team, Paige Beckers truly stepped up. We can look what she did. Paige had 26 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and of course, like I just said, 11 out of 12 from the field. Paige played really, really good ball, but it was just Hannah Hidalgo's night, man. It was really just Hannah's night. And look at this crazy 3 that she hit at the buzzer to end the third quarter. One of her 6 3-pointers, man. Hannah Hidalgo, she's too elite, and she's too lethal. She's elite. She's really the best player in the country. Right now, I'm going to definitely have to say right now, I'll say she's over Juju by a little bit because she's playing real great basketball on both ends of the court, and she's just not a scorer. But, yeah, UConn really lost this game because they couldn't guard a 3, and they couldn't hit shots from the outside. And when they got into their half-court setting, they didn't look like the same team. Some of the players looked completely lost. It was crazy when they got the ball in half court. I'm like, oh, they're gonna run like a nice play, but they were just real sloppy with the ball, and they didn't look like the same UConn team that we've seen in the first 8 games that they played. But Notre Dame, big shout out to Hannah Hidalgo, Grand Theft Hidalgo, balled out, and Kicker Arnold, she was. If you look at my preview video on this matchup, I had a feeling. I mentioned Kicker Arnold because I had a feeling Gino was going to give her more minutes, and I'm glad that he did because Kicker Arnold was the only one from UConn's depth that truly stepped up. UConn really, their players, especially on the bench, a lot of them didn't really play well. Like I thought El Hafi should have played so much better than today. She should have played so much better. To me, she didn't look aggressive enough. I know Keiko Ball, she's a good rim protector, but El Hafi is really, she's a faster player than Keiko Ball. Keiko Ball, she has real slow feet. Of course, she blocks a lot of shots, but when you look at her blocks, she literally just stands at the same spot and keeps her hands up completely high because she's like 6'6", almost 6'7". So she literally just keeps her hand up, and when players just shoot the ball, she just swats it. But she's not quick on her feet at all. So I thought Hafi was definitely going to take advantage of that. And Sarah Strong, she got in foul trouble. She had a lot of fouls, especially in the first quarter. I think she definitely had she had 3 fouls in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. She had 2-3 fouls. She was definitely in foul trouble that game, but she played good. But I really felt like Sarah should have definitely took some more shots, and I felt like Ice Brady was another player who I thought should have stepped up as well for UConn. But because if you look at my preview video, I thought UConn was going to win this match because they have more depth. Of course, I made previous videos before, if you look at it, where I talk about Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles being the best backcourt and arguably the best duo in the country. Right now, they're the best duo in the country. It's no arguably. Right now, Hannah Hidalgo, Olivia Miles, best duo in women's college hoops. But yeah, I thought UConn just had more depth than they really do. They do have more depth, but it was just the backcourt play for Notre Dame was truly too much for UConn. It was just simply that the backcourt play was too much for UConn, and a lot of their players just truly did not step up. Ashlyn Shade, she missed all of her shots. Caitlin Shen, she hit some real good baskets for them as well. She hit some baskets that brought the gap a little closer. So was Kicker Arnold. Kicker Arnold hit some shots that brought the gap closer as well. But yeah, it just wasn't enough for it wasn't enough against Hidalgo. But yeah, this was a real good game. Notre Dame, like I said, they're my dark horse team, but they're slowly looking like that. They're that team to beat. When they lost those 2 games back to back, take a look at their Notre Dame's schedule. Yeah, when they lost those 2 games, they lost to Utah and TCU. I believe they lost those matches because those were back-to-back games. As you see, they played TCU on November 29th, and then they played Utah on November 30th. And so I felt like the schedule just truly got to them, especially after playing a tough match against Southern California before that. Yeah, I really feel like those 2 games got to them. But Notre Dame is still a top 5 team, man. They are really good. I knew they were going to beat Texas. I had them beating Texas. I knew they were going to beat Syracuse. I thought UConn was going to get them this game with their depth, but Hidalgo, best player in the country. But yeah, you guys, tell me your thoughts and opinions about this game. Did you predict the game right? Did you have Notre Dame beating UConn today? And what are your thoughts about these players overall and Hannah Hidalgo's great performance tonight? She's truly an amazing player to watch. I always say it. I made a bunch of videos on Hannah already, and she truly is my favorite player in women's college basketball right now. But yeah, again, tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Till next video.